Okay, folks, I really want to discuss what it's like living here in Malaysia as a foreigner. For me, particularly as an American, and I say that because I don't know for sure that everyone's experience will be the same. Maybe depending where you're from, I don't know, right? But my experience so far is overwhelmingly positive. And so I find that a lot of people don't really know what to expect of Malaysia. They don't really know what it's like here. You know, people who have not come here, there's all sorts of misconceptions or just unknown. It's very unknown territory for Americans, especially. And I think other Westerners as well. Like when I discuss living here and staying here with people back home, online and stuff, they really have no idea. You know, it's just such a foreign land to them that they can't even begin to comprehend some things. I think that the biggest thing for me is that you shouldn't come here expecting to be treated much differently than you would be treated back home. You will be treated essentially as an equal here. You know, you're not going to be put on some type of pedestal. You know, people are not going to love you just because you are a foreigner. It's not like that here. It doesn't work like that, you know. Sure, in Thailand, in the Philippines, you may feel like you get some really special treatment just because you are a foreigner or because you're a white person. And I don't think that exists here. I don't feel that here in any real way. Now, people may be interested in hearing your story, in knowing why you're in Malaysia, how you're enjoying it. But they're not going to put you on a pedestal. And so, to me, I like this. I think this is nice. You know, feeling like an equal, almost like a local, is nice. That's kind of what I want. That's what I always want wherever I'm going. And so it can feel weird sometimes when you're in a country and, you know, somebody is just overwhelmingly putting you on a pedestal for no reason. And you know immediately it's like, okay, that's just how this person treats Westerners. It's fine, but I think it's nicer to be treated as an equal. And so that has been my experience so far. I would say, yeah, apart from people really wanting to know what I'm doing here and like just having, because there's not nearly as many foreigners here as other places. And when I say foreigners, I'm mostly referring to Westerners. You know, of course there are a lot of foreigners from Bangladesh, from Indonesia, many countries, right? But it's a bit different of a thing. You know, some of these countries have a lot of immigrants coming over, staying illegally, working illegally, stuff like that. And so there is a little bit of a tarnished image with certain types of foreigners here. And so that's why I say you may be treated differently if you're from a certain country. That people tend to come here illegally. You know, the locals don't like that. But as somebody from a Western country, nobody's ever thinking about that. People aren't thinking like, oh, this guy is here illegally. This guy is here taking our jobs. So that's never coming into play, right? And so, yeah, people just treat you like a human being. People just treat you with respect. And for the most part, everyone is like extra nice, I would say. So if anything, if there is a difference of what it will be like versus back home, is that people are more open, people are more warm and friendly. Now, it just started to pour down rain. I've been waiting all day to try to make this video, and the rain keeps starting and stopping and starting and stopping. And I thought it finally stopped, but here I am getting caught out in the rain. Let's get some shelter first. Something you will need to get used to here is the weather. the fact that it does rain every single day here. It's very humid, very hot, and it rains every day. It's just how it goes. It's just something you have to accept as part of living in Malaysia. It's probably the most difficult thing for me here, or the biggest negative, almost, I would say, of the place, is that the weather is very difficult. You know, you really do have to plan your day around the weather, around how hot it is, or if it's raining outside. Now, you can just carry an umbrella. You should just carry an umbrella at all times. It's just very difficult for me to hold an umbrella and film. It's too much to manage. I've tried it, and so yeah. But as like just a normal day-to-day, not filming, it still presents a little bit of an issue. And so I think if you can deal with the weather, if you can be comfortable with the weather and accept it, you will do fine here, because that is really the only difficult point. That's really the only difficult thing about staying here long term. I've met people that told me they are leaving simply because they cannot acclimate to the weather. But I will say it's not much different than other places in Southeast Asia. It's not much different than somewhere like Thailand. Sure, it's maybe a little bit more humid here, and so there's a different feeling to it. But if you're used to weather in Thailand or other places in Southeast Asia, you know that it rains. You know there can be weeks can go by where it rains every day for long periods. And then time can go by where it doesn't rain and you get lucky, right? But it's hot, it's humid. You are going to sweat. If you are in the sun, you know, it's tough. The locals consistently wonder how I manage to walk around in the afternoon and film videos. And they wonder how I don't sweat. Trust me, I do. I sweat like crazy. But yeah, the weather, I mean, it's just one of the realities of living here, and it's something you will have to get used to. Something else you'll notice when living here is that people are willing to help you in pretty much any situation. You know, no matter if you break down on the side of the road, if you're looking for a place, if you don't know the area, if you're looking for a certain type of food, and anything, any issue you might be having, even like financial issues, you know, people are very willing to help, even if they don't know you. Maybe it's a little different for me because I am a YouTuber, and a lot of what I'm saying is like subscribers reaching out to me, and subscribers I've met in person, just like randomly on the street, stuff like that. But even like, I would say randoms, like if your motorbike or car breaks down, you know, I'd say probably the first 5 people that drive by, one of those people is going to help you. It's just how it is. It's just the way people are here. Now, likewise, in the US, if your car breaks down and you're on the side of the road, you may be waiting an hour. You may have hundreds, you may have 1,000 cars pass you before somebody is willing to help you. It's just kind of how we're raised. It's how we're bred. It's, you know, it's like not our problem. And it's like a really bad way to look at things, you know? If everybody was a little bit more communal and a little bit more caring toward each other, like they are here, things would be better. Things are better. You know, it's just how society should be run. And it feels good. It feels nice. And it might even like give you a bit of culture shock initially, that people are willing to extend their help or just give you their time. You know, time is valuable, and people are willing to give you a lot of their time just to have some conversation with you, just to pick your brain a bit about how, for me, like how my experience is in Malaysia. People love to hear it, and people want to offer their help. People want to offer their ideas about where should I go, what should I eat, stuff like this. like you can see it gives people a good feeling. They really like to do it. They really like to offer you this type of support, and it's really cool. It's very cool. It's not specifically unique to Malaysia. You can get some of this across Southeast Asia, but there is a certain warmth that you get with Malaysian people that you can't necessarily get with like Thai people, for example. Even though Thai people are extremely friendly, also very willing to help you. You know, your car breaks down, they will help you immediately. They will extend their help in many ways. But there's a little bit less of like a warm feeling. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it, but they're a little bit less, it's a little bit less of like a human connection, and it's probably a lot to do with the language. I mean, it really does come down to the fact that you can only have baseline conversation like with Thai people because of their level of English. And so I think that ends up translating to less connection in general. What is this guy? I don't know what's this guy's distracting me. He keeps looking at me and then pretending he's like reading the sign. And then when I like see him in my corner of my eye, he's looking at me, and it looked like he was filming me or something, but I'm not sure. Anyways, sorry, I get distracted. He may be just wondering what the heck I'm doing here in front of this building, but it's because it's raining. All right. Oh, he's behind me now. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like what it's actually like here to live here, because people just really don't know. People don't know what to expect. And I've had, nothing but positive things to say and positive experience, except the rain. I mean, if that's the biggest problem you have in a country, of course there's problems in the country. But in terms of me and my life here and how it feels living here, the biggest issue I can think of is the rain, is the weather. But it's a fantastic place, and I highly recommend, if you've never been here, you need to visit, and you need to see what it's like for yourself to really get a good idea. And if you're thinking about moving somewhere, you're thinking about like leaving your country, it's somewhere to highly consider. If you've not been here, don't just assume that you're going to like Thailand better, or you're going to like the Philippines better, or just don't make too many assumptions. And I'd say come here and experience it for yourself, because it really surprised me. And I never expected to spend this much time here. I really didn't. I don't know what this gentleman is doing, but drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in tomorrow's vlog.